In the woods, being alone feels different. One light, lost in the dark. Every step makes you wonder who or what is out there with you. Some figures watch from a distance, some circle closer with every breath, and some speak with voices you should never trust. Tonight, the card drawn is the Hermit, a symbol of isolation and the danger of what waits in silence. You'll hear 3 stories. A smiling man waiting in the tree line, a voice outside a cabin, calling a name that wasn't theirs, and a whistle in the woods that never had a source. Out here, a single light can guide you or expose you. I should have never taken that shortcut through the woods. It saved me 10 minutes, but what I saw one night I still can't explain. I wish I'd taken the long way. I used to walk home late through a forest trail near my town. The bus stop dropped me off just outside the neighborhood, and the path cut straight through the trees. At night, my phone flashlight only showed me a little bit of the trail. Beyond that, it was all black. I'd taken that trail many times, and nothing ever happened. Until last fall. It was just after midnight. The air was cold, and all I heard was my footsteps. I was about halfway down when I noticed something up ahead. At first I thought it was a tree or maybe a shadow, but once my light hit it, I realized it was a man. He was standing in the middle of the trail facing me, perfectly still. Everything around him was black, but my light caught his face. He was smiling. Not a normal smile, it was just too wide. His smile didn't move. I could see it clearly from where I stood. I stopped walking. For a few seconds we just stood there. Me with my light on him. Him staring back, not moving. My first thought was he must be drunk, or maybe some hiker messing around. The longer I stood there, the more I knew something wasn't right. Then he moved. It wasn't toward me, he slid sideways, like a skip or a dance step. The way his body moved just didn't look right, and his smile didn't move. I froze, told myself to just walk past and act like everything was fine. I tightened my grip on my phone and started walking forward. That's when I realized he was copying every move I made. I stepped left, he stepped left. I stepped back, he stepped back. Bouncing, skipping, twisting his arms like he was mocking me, and the whole time his smile didn't move. At first I thought he was just trying to scare me, but the way he moved wasn't normal. I slowed down, he slowed down. I sped up, he sped up. It felt like a game to him, like he was enjoying it. That's when it hit me. This wasn't just some guy fooling around. Something about him wasn't right. I kept going and walked even faster. At first he just stood there, smiling. Then he started skipping toward me. I turned around and ran. It felt like the trail would never end. I kept hearing footsteps behind me, but didn't look back. I ran as fast as I could until I saw a faint light ahead, the end of the trail. I ran straight across the street and stopped, catching my breath, then turned around. The path was empty, no movement, no sound, just the tree line dark and still. I don't know how long I stood there, waiting for him to step out of the shadows, but he never did. I told a friend about it and he laughed at me. He said it was probably some drunk guy fooling around. When I mentioned the way the man copied my steps and never stopped smiling, my friend shook his head and said I must have imagined parts of it. But I know what I saw. I haven't used that shortcut since. Even now I can see it in my head, that grin in the dark, and the way he followed me step for step, like he's still waiting there. There's one sound you never want to hear in the woods at night, your own name. I'll never forget the night I heard mine. My cousin's family had a cabin about an hour from where I lived. It was small, just a wooden place surrounded by trees. He invited me to spend the weekend since we hadn't seen each other for a while. I thought it would be a quiet couple of days, away from the city. That first night was normal. We sat outside, cooked some food, and talked for a while. By midnight, we were tired and went in to sleep. The cabin only had 2 bedrooms, so I ended up sleeping on the couch near the window. I woke up in the middle of the night because I was feeling cold. I sat up to close the window. That's when I thought I heard someone calling my name from the woods. I told myself it was probably one of my cousins messing with me. I threw on my jacket and stepped onto the porch. But now it was silent. The voice was gone. I stared into the woods, trying to see if anything was out there. Then I thought I saw something move. I grabbed a flashlight by the door and pointed it toward the trees. At first, I couldn't tell what it was. It looked like a person. I called my cousin's name, no response. The figure didn't move at all. When it finally did, it didn't step forward. It went down on all fours and started crawling toward me. The second I saw it crawling toward the porch, I rushed inside and shut the door. I grabbed the first thing I could find and waited, but nothing happened. Just silence. I didn't look out the window again. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. When we sat down for breakfast, I told my cousin what I'd seen. He didn't believe me until we checked the porch. The ground right by the steps had drag marks, like something had been crawling. That was the last time I stayed at that cabin. The woods can feel empty, until something out there reminds you they're not. My friend and I went hiking one weekend. We'd done that trail before. It's an easy one, just a few miles through the woods. We got there just after noon, grabbed our packs, and started out. The plan was simple: follow the trail and be back before it got dark. The day was clear and sunny, perfect for hiking. We talked about work, life, random things. We took a break along the river. My friend sat down to eat while I stood by the water. Then we heard it. 3 short notes, like someone whistling. It wasn't loud, but clear enough to catch our attention. I looked around but saw no one. My friend asked if I'd heard it too, and we looked at each other without saying another word. The whistle came again. We couldn't tell where it was coming from, so we decided to leave. A few minutes later, we heard it again. That same whistle, closer this time. I glanced back. The trail was empty. We walked a little faster. Then it sounded like it was up ahead, seconds later off to the left, then to the right. It felt like something was moving around us, but we didn't know where. We just kept walking, trying not to think about it. We walked faster, trying to get back before dark. Then we heard it again. That same whistle, closer this time. We stopped for a second, listening as it came from ahead of us, then behind. It didn't look right, and we started to run. As soon as we were out of the woods, the whistling stopped. We weren't far from the car, still catching our breath as we headed that way. Later that week, we heard people online talking about strange whistles in those same woods. No one ever saw who was making them.